Hi guys, this is Jubin Gruel here from Tekken5.com, and today we're going to be doing a hardware review of the HTC Titan 4G, which is also known as the Titan 2 in the US. I know we're a couple of days late for this, but we've just had a few problems with our computer, so we're just going to record this, I suppose. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so the first thing we notice about this HTC Titan 4G is that it has a massive 4.7 inch screen. The 4.7 inch screen is unfortunately still at a 800 by 480 resolution, but that has something to do with the Windows Phone restrictions more than HTC, because we've seen 720p screens on their One X. So as far as the actual hardware goes, we see the body. It's very heavy actually compared to other phones, or it just feels like that. It's probably around 10 to 15 grams heavier than the iPhone, which doesn't seem like a lot at first, but once you start feeling and handling it, you'll notice it. But with that, the quality does feel good of the phone, the build quality. So let's have a look at the sides first of all and see what we get. So let's focus in on this. Alright, so over here we have two buttons. We've got the volume rocker and the camera shutter button as well. It must have unfocused. On the top, so on the top we have obviously the headphone jack, as well as the power button. On this side, the only thing you've got is the actual mini USB port. At the bottom you have nothing except for the voice recording button. On the back, which is the most important thing I suppose of the phone when people are looking at it, would be two things. First of all, it's a 4G phone, which works only on Telstra because they're the only phone with 4G networks up. It's also got a massive 16.1 megapixel camera with dual LED flash. Video recording is limited to 720p. That's again a Windows Phone restriction. At the bottom here you'll see this sort of like a cover here. That's actually where the SIM card goes. So you can see the SIM card, and that's as well where the 4G chip is located, I believe. It uses a standard SIM card, not a micro SIM card like the Lumia 800 or 900, or like the iPhone. So apart from that, it's got a nice steady build. Now the build and the hardware is one thing, but we want to see what HTC have actually put into the machine to make it a little bit different from the other Windows Phone offerings. So let's get into the main screen. Alright, so the first thing we want to go down to the actual marketplace and see what HTC exclusive apps they are. So we hit HTC apps. So you see HTC Hub, HTC Watch, locations, a bit of other stuff, a bit of dock mode as well for the dock, photo enhancer, flashlight, which is actually one of the nicest flashlight apps on the market, separate calculator if you want, love, and connection setup as well, which is useful for those of you traveling overseas with the phone. Now it does have a 1.5 GHz Snapdragon processor, that's single core, so it does help power the phone really nice and smoothly. It feels pretty snappy, definitely snappier than my other Windows Phone, which is the Samsung Omnia 7, and about the same as the Nokia Lumia 800, although I feel a bit more comfortable with that, and I'll tell you why in a second. Now I wanted to go a bit more into the camera, which is 16 megapixels as you know. It is currently the biggest sensor, I suppose, of any camera out there until the Nokia 808 PureView with 41 megapixels hits the market. So I'm not exactly sure how the pictures are translating onto the actual camera right now, but I just took a few pictures so far on this and just like to show it off. Right now we're just showing off a car here, and so let's go off to the next one. Inside we've got the inside a supermarket, we've just got the checkout counters. We've also got the dairy section inside the supermarket as well. Colors do come out a bit dull when you try and use the dual flash, and sometimes the dual flash doesn't go off in dark situations as well. And just a picture of a PS Vita, another one. There's a bit of a macro shot here as well. Let's get that light out of the way. So a bit of a macro shot on a bottle of paint. Macro is actually quite good on this. Color reproduction is above average. I'd still say the iPhone 4S has a slightly better camera. Not because of the megapixels, but more because of how the sensor works. In terms of actual detail though, this is definitely a better camera. Color reproduction not quite as good, and it is a little duller than things turn out to be from what I've seen as well. Another thing to notice about the phone is it actually comes with 16 gigabytes of storage, but only about 13.5 are available from the start. It's because of the Windows Phone OS and other things like that. It also comes with version 8773, which is Tango. So hopefully a lot of you will be getting this upgrade in a bit. And it does bring extra features like slightly better performance, I guess, being able to send video MMSs and stuff like that, other stuff like that. The phone is quite snappy as a whole. If we go into, let's go into pictures. With Tango as well, you do get a few other options. So let's go into albums and go, where is it? Oh, well, when you go into settings and you go to change your actual background, it does come up with a few other things. How do we do it? So there we go. Change wallpaper. There you go. So wallpapers, you get a whole bunch of extra wallpapers with Tango. Some are taken by people hired by Microsoft. Some are obviously just made by Microsoft. So it's a nice little addition to what you can actually chuck up on the home screen. So like here we have taken a bit of this. Now in terms of actually using the phone, it feels a little big for my liking, for a Windows phone that is, due to the fact that when typing, we'll just start up a new one, when typing you actually have a big screen, but because of that you have to lean over and reach a bit more. Some people might like this. I find it a little bit annoying. On Android phones you can actually use swipe to swipe across, so it makes it slightly easier, I suppose. So let's open that, and apart from that as well, I feel like sometimes it just lags a bit behind what I'm saying. I'm not sure if it'll do that. Yeah, so it's working alright now, but sometimes it seems to lag behind what I'm doing. Another thing what I've noticed is with the phone. When you're calling, or when someone calls you in fact, it takes twice. So basically you have to say hello twice before you can hear you. I'm not entirely sure if this is to do with this model, because it is slightly pre-released before the actual version hit the market, or it's just because of how the entire 4G network works on this. So I wanted to run a quick speed test, being as this is a 4G phone, or HSDPA Plus when it is out of 4G areas, which I currently am. I'm probably around 15 to 20 kilometers outside of a 4G area, so I just wanted to have a quick look and see what it does at a bit past peak time. So it's about 12:30 in the morning now, so let's have a start. So latency is quite high. Speeds are decent, around 8 megabits download. That was probably the most I'll be getting in this area, probably max of 8.5 to 9. As you get closer to 4G areas, for instance Melbourne towards the city, you get around 20 megabytes per second, which is the fastest I've been able to see on this speed test so far. I haven't been able to see any Android kind of 4G speeds which are closer to 40, more than 20. But perhaps if I go down to the city sometime soon, again, I'll be able to check it out directly in the CBD and see how good it goes. But for now, 20 megabytes per second is quite decent. It's obviously not the best you're going to get, and it will depend on the day, amount of traffic on the network, etc, etc. But you're definitely going to be getting speeds a lot faster than on a normal 3G phone, that's for sure. So apart from that, that was our hardware review. To sum it up, decent speeds on the phone, slightly big. The screen resolution is 800 by 480, so what it means is that the screen looks alright on the Windows Phone, but when you go to a movie it looks really washed out, so I'm not really enjoying it for watching movies despite the big screen. I prefer a Lumia 800 with a smaller screen, or even a 900 with a smaller screen, and hopefully our Lumia 900 gets here in a couple days and we'll be able to test it out to compare it to the Titan 2. Apart from that, that is our hardware review for the HTC Titan 4G. Be sure to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed our videos. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and to check out tekken5.com if you want to see the full review sometime next week. I'm Juben Gruel. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.